Good afternoon, my friends. How's everyone doing?
Yo,
If
yo, yo, yo.
wave to everybody. There we go. Christian, gotcha. I got you, Christian. Colin, very good. So, oh, hang on a second. I got the next video playing here, and I don't need that in the background. Today's session is all about creating opportunities for others. And in today's, opportunity is about wealth, obviously. And this is the Wealth Mastery Volume 2. And it's a pleasure to have our good friend Omar hosting with us this afternoon and to kind of give us a backstory of this. I'm sure we all have friends that are doing things that you want to be doing, and then you sit on the sidelines, then a year goes by, then a couple of years go by, and you're like, man, what am I missing out on? And that was kind of my backstory. Colin, as you know, has been trading in options for a few years now, and I do have a handful of other friends that have been doing it, and quite frankly, I sat on the sidelines, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, it's better to take action. And a year and a half ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, I started educating myself through Omar and Colin and others. And my wife, Michelle, and I have been able to take action on it. And I got to tell you, as many of you know, I mentioned this in the past, it's changed our lives somewhat, where now it's given Michelle an opportunity to not go back to her full-time employment, and it's created that income stream for us that has certainly allowed us to move to a different part in our lives, and it's done that for so many different people. When you get to add different tools to the tool belt, and that's what today is all about, it's knowledge and leveraging your knowledge to create more opportunity, not only for yourself, but for you and your family and others. And here's what I want to know. So this is where it becomes a little interactive. And I know we have lots of people jumping on over the next couple of minutes just before we get you on here, Omar. But I want to know in the chat, and you do too, maybe you'll ask other questions in the chat. Are you trading in stocks today? And that's, self-directed. You can go handle your own trades, because I know many of us over the years perhaps have RSPs or mutual funds that we kind of just give to somebody. But today's all about directing our own wealth. And that's what Omar is going to talk about today. And as those answers come in, I also want to know, are you today trading in options, or is this a first for you? So if it's this going to be first, type in the word first. And that's exciting too, because that's what today is all about. Colin, you don't get to answer that.
You definitely don't get to answer that, Colin.
Very good. Very good. So yeah, first, I love it. Sandra and Jenna, no, need more confidence. Yes, absolutely. Christine Allen.
All right.
First, this is going to be a first for a lot of people. But the beauty of this is it's all about creating knowledge and educating yourself. Just like when you went on your first listing presentation, it started to create that confidence for you. And that's exactly what today's all about. Yeah, Austin, stocks, ETFs, yes, options, no. So this is perfect. This is perfect. Okay. Let's get on with it. Let's have Omar jump up on screen with us here. And if you were with us on our team meeting, you got to know Omar a little bit, and of course what we're going to be going through today. And as I said right off the top, it's changed my family's life, and I know it's done that for many others. And what I love about it, and what Omar's going to talk about today, I'm sure, is mitigating the risk and doing it from a conservative approach. And that's what we love, when we can invest with knowledge and information, and from a conservative approach, you set yourself up for success. So Omar, without further ado, I'm going to bring you on screen here. Nice to have you with us, and it's a pleasure. Feel free to take over, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And thanks to you and Colin for having me on. I really appreciate it, guys. And thank you for the opportunity to shed some light on this subject matter. It's very confusing to people, and they get, oh my God, it's very risky, blah, blah. I'm going to explain to you the truth and why it can honestly change your life. You ask Colin, Scary, ask him what it's done to their lives, okay? And knowledge truly is a game changer. So I'll encourage you guys in the next little while, please just be unencumbered and pay attention. This literally has the ability to change your life, okay? Now, I'll tell you where I'm coming from. I grew up in an immigrant household here in Toronto. My parents were both educated people, but both financially illiterate. Okay, that is very common with people in society. Think of some of the smartest people you know. They could be very intelligent in a certain field, but dirt dumb when it comes to money, right? Now, the vast majority of people don't understand how money works nor how to make it multiply. So when I was growing up, I saw my parents struggle, and I said to myself from a very early age, I am not going to live this life myself. I didn't want any part of this life because I saw the pain it caused. So I started trading in 1998. I had a mountain of OSAP debt. I had no mentors, no family members that knew anything. I basically figured out or be broke for the rest of your life. That was it. That was my choices. And there's zero chance I was going to be broke. I knew that in my head. All right. So I started trading in 1998, my last year of university. Over the years, I got better and better and better at it. And when you self-educate yourself before the internet, I trained myself before any YouTube or any of that stuff. It was a very difficult process because you go down every single rabbit hole and you make all kinds of mistakes. I started trading 2000, 2008, 2009 hits. We have a huge financial collapse. Markets go down by 50%, which happens. I'm totally fine with that because they have always recovered every single time. And my worst case scenario is I just waited out. Okay. But that made me realize I need to start buying real estate. So I started buying real estate in 2010. From 2010 to 2017, I acquired 37 properties. Okay. I did that with my trading profits. I don't have a job. I don't work for anyone. I haven't worked for almost, it's been over 8 years. I just trade for a living. We started this company 2 years ago because financial illiteracy caused so much problems in my life personally. And it's such an easy solve if people know what they're doing. So when we started this company, we started because we didn't need to make money. So myself and my business partner, we had lots of properties. We have big trading accounts. We didn't have to do a thing again in our lives ever. It's a really good spot to be in. When you put yourself in that position, it's not about the money. It's about being able to do what you want and really being able to pursue your passions, right? Things that really are enjoyable to you. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did to create my wealth, how I used it to buy a lot of real estate, and the circle I use now, okay? We all talk about multiple streams of income, but very few people actually produce multiple streams of income. It's more of a cliche than anything else. Very few people actually present it. Now, majority of you people are not familiar with the stock market. And I find that real estate people are very sometimes closed-minded to the stock market. But think about it logically. There are a lot of people who make a lot of money from the stock market. Are they any smarter than you? I would say no. The only difference is they know things that other people don't know. It's just that simple. I'm going to show you our strategy, why it's so effective for us, and how I've used it to gain my freedom. So I quit my job about 8 years ago, 8.5 years ago. I had a really good job on Bay Street. I was getting paid really well. I had about a dozen properties by then. And I didn't have to go to work anymore. I walked into my, and to let my wife know we had 3 young kids at the time, 6, 4, and 2, and a full-time living nanny. Imagine coming home to your wife and saying, I am never in my life going to work for someone again. I knew it was over then. Because it wasn't about the money. It's about the knowledge that I had acquired. But I had knowledge. I had assets. I knew I never had to work for anyone again. I knew the game was over. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did, why we started this company. And Colin and Gary can tell you as well. They trade. They can tell you exactly what it's all about and how it's impacted their lives perhaps at the end. So I'm going to do a presentation for about 20, 30 minutes to go over the details of what we do, our strategy. From there, I hope you guys have a lot of questions because it literally will change your life if you take the action on, okay? All right, so can I share my screen, guys?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. All right, so this is a live class that me and my business partner, Matthew, did at the University of Toronto. This is prior to COVID, of course. Now, this is a live class. When I learned how to trade on my own. I learned how to make a lot of money. I never thought that anybody wanted to hear what we had to say. I never thought that, I was like, because I'm a finance person. I'm not a real estate person. I learned how to do real estate after the stock world. It's the other way around, because I understood the need to have a wealth creation mechanism apart from a cash flow mechanism. So a lot of our students, for whatever reason, 65% are real estate investors. We have a huge real estate crowd. And I think I know why, because again, my own personal real estate, I have a lot of real estate. It's very cash flow poor, great for capital appreciation over the years, mortgage pay down, etc. But then cash flow is not really there. So cash flow is what gives you lifestyle. This gives me lifestyle, and I combine the two together to live a very nice life. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how. Before that, here's a disclaimer. This is meant for informational purposes. It is not meant to be investment advice or stock advice. Don't take it as such, okay? All right, so this is a strategy that I had to learn on my own pretty much, okay? Myself and my business partner, we learned it through basically necessity. Either figure it out or be poor. That was it. Literally, that was it. So you can imagine when your back is thrown up against the wall, either you figure it out or you crumble, okay? So what is the strategy? We invest in the best companies in the world, companies that you probably have heard of: Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, Visa, Disney, Starbucks, Tesla. These are a lot of the companies that we invest in. Again, that's not meant to be stock advice. It's simply showing you what we do, okay? Now, we use options to get into these positions. We don't just buy these stocks. We use options to get into these positions, meaning we get paid a lot of money just to agree to buy stocks we would be buying anyways. Think of that logic. I'm going to show it to you. I know it sounds crazy, but you can literally do this in the stock market. Now, some of the questions you get, are options risky? Sure, they can be, if you use them the wrong way. That is not what we do. We do not use them in a risky way. I'll show you exactly what I mean by risky and not risky. In my opinion, it's not risky. I'll show you what we do, okay? So I'll show you what our exact strategies. If you have any questions, please send an email to support@thetatradingco.com, okay? So we generate returns of about 1 to 5% per month. Just generate income of 1 to 5% a month on stocks we want to be buying anyways, okay? Sometimes it's actually more than this. Like I did a trade just a little while ago, which I generated 8% on, 8% for the month. That's a hell of a return, okay? Now, we get paid, I wanted you guys to, we get paid a lot of money just for agreeing to buy stocks we would buy anyways, okay? You don't need any previous investment experience. We designed this for someone who doesn't know anything about the stock market, never even heard of the stock market, okay? But it's not this big, complicated behemoth that people make it out to be. It's not. It's no different than investing in real estate. When you see a 20-unit building and you see a cap rate of 4, and you know that you can take out 10 units, renovate them, increase the rents, and you know you can, because of your capex, you can compress the cap rate by 1%. You know what your future expected value of that building is. It's a very easy thing to calculate. Now, you're not going to be exact because market conditions will dictate a lot of that. But for the main part, you can figure out what these things will be worth in the future simply because of cash flow. The stock market is no different. Companies are valued based upon the amount of money they make. It's just that simple. You don't make any money, your stock is going to be crap. You make a lot of money, your stock is going to do extremely well. Pretty simple concept, okay? So we look for the companies that are continually making more and more money year in and year out that are household names, okay? I already gave you guys my bio, so I don't want to go over that again. So imagine you can get paid a significant amount of money just for agreeing to buy some of the best companies in the world. Is that a deal you would take? I know it's certainly a deal I would take. I take it all day and every day. This is the backbone of our strategy, okay? And this is to show you why returns make such a massive difference and why some people are able to retire early and live their life they want, and other people struggle till they die. It's simply because of a matter of knowledge. That is the only differentiating factor, guys. I'm telling you guys. Look at the return at 7%. You get 400,000. Put 100 grand in 20 years, you get a 400 grand. Okay, great. But at 14%, you get 1.6 million. That's 4 times the amount. At 21%, you get 6.4 million. This is the effect of compounding and why it's so massive. Albert Einstein said, compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. It's a very simple concept at the end of the day with wealth creation and becoming wealthy and not wealthy. It's a very simple concept. Wealthy people have their money working for them. Non-wealthy people trade time in for money. That is the worst trade-off in your life because time is a limited commodity. Money is an unlimited commodity. You don't want to long-term be trading your time in for money. You want to have your money working for you. And as Warren Buffett said, just to solidify this message here, if you don't figure out how to make money while you sleep, you're going to work till the day you die. That's a horrible idea in my opinion. It's not a good feeling, right? So The idea is to have our money working for us on a continual basis, okay? And I really hope you guys are paying attention because we're about to get into the meat of it. We find a stock we want to own, a high quality stock that we have done our analysis on, that we would think will be worth a lot more in the future, okay? Simple as that. We do extensive research. We only invest in 10 different companies, but we know these companies inside and out. Instead of buying that stock at the price that it's going for, we agree to buy it for a discount and we get paid a lot of money for it. That's called a naked put. I know the concept sounds weird, but I'm going to give you guys a real estate analogy, okay? Let's say we go to downtown Toronto and we miraculously find a house for 500 grand. Miraculously. I know that's not going to happen. I get it. It won't even happen in Hamilton anymore. I get it. It's not the point, okay? We'll call this place Fantasyland, Ontario, okay? All right, we go to there and we find a house for 500 grand and we do our homework on the house. We're like, you know what? House is in good shape. Don't need a lot of work. You know what? It's a two-unit building, a two-unit, let's call it a duplex. You say, you know what? I think I can get both tenants out. I can increase the rent by $200 per unit. And I know there's some infrastructure projects coming out. So when you know this and you know that, okay, interest rates are going to be kind of flattish for a little while, you can extrapolate what you believe will be a future value. And you say to yourself, you know what? Yeah, 500,000 right now is a fair value. That's the market value, okay? And you say to yourself, you know, I think a year from now it'll be worth about 550 because you've done your homework, right? You think it'll be worth more in the future. We obviously don't want to buy any assets that are going to go down in value, okay? Now, in the next 30 days, what if I tell the homeowner and say, you know, homeowner, I don't want to buy your house for 500,000 bucks. I know it's worth 500,000. I know someone will pay you that. How about I just agree to buy it for you 490 grand? So you know how realtors agree to buy houses for a certain price? I'm going to do that. I'm going to say, you know what? I'll take this house off your hands for 490 grand, no matter what. Even if it goes to 480, I'm happy because I think it'll be worth 550 a year from now. So I'm happy to take it off your hands for 30 days. But I tell the guy, you're going to pay me 10 grand for a month just to agree to buy your house for $10,000 discount. I know it's worth 500,000 and we both agree that'll be worth 550 a year from now. But you're going to pay me 10 grand to take this house off your hands for the next 30 days. What do you think the homeowner would say, guys? The homeowner will tell you to get lost. The homeowner is going to say, you want me to agree to sell you my house for a $10,000 discount and to pay you $10,000 for that? Are you crazy? How about I call the cops and ask you to leave? You cannot do this in the real estate market, but you can do this in the stock market. You can get paid a lot of money for agreeing to buy stocks that you like, that you think will be worth more in the future, okay? So every situation for us is a win-win. I'll explain why. Here's a real-life example of a trade we did recently, Facebook, okay? Sure, everyone here has heard of Facebook? Yes? All right, Facebook was trading at $355, okay? And we said to ourselves, you know what? We think Facebook will be worth 400 a year from now. Okay, that's not, again, stock advice. It's just our own internal homework. Instead of buying Facebook for $355, we don't do that. We agree to buy it for $345. And someone paid us $9 a share. So we got a 2.8% discount. And we got paid $9 a share just to agree to buy Facebook for a $10 discount. Think of that. We would have bought it anyways at $355. But if you're going to pay me $9 a share to agree to buy it for 10 bucks off, no problem. Okay? So what I'm doing essentially is I'm acting as a de facto insurance company. I'm insuring the value of Facebook stock. The reason I don't mind insuring the value of Facebook stock is because I believe it'll be worth a lot more in the future. So it's not much of an insurance to me. Okay? So in the next 30 days, one of two things will happen. Either Facebook will stay above 345, and remember, it's at 355. Either it'll stay above 345, or it'll go below 345, and we'll have to buy it. But I keep this $9 a share no matter what. That $9 a share in this particular example is a 2.6% return. That's 37% a year compounded. Go back to that. Remember that the compound we talked about, Albert Einstein? Think of that. I got paid 2.6% for 1 month to agree to buy Facebook for below its market value, a significant amount below, 2.8% below its market value. So the worst thing that'll happen in this situation is I'll have to buy Facebook for 345 or less, but I still keep the $9. That's the worst that's going to happen to me. Now, if I think Facebook's going to be worth a lot more in the future, do you guys think I have a problem with that? What do you guys think? You think I mind getting paid $9 a share to agree to buy something that I think will be worth a lot more in the future? Probably not. Okay, so this is how it works. Facebook was trading at 345. I simply said, you know what? I'm going to agree to buy it for 345. Okay, in the next 30 days. Now, in the next 30 days, if Facebook stays above 345, I don't have to worry about it. I keep the $9 a share. No big deal. And I can do it again next month, and I'll collect probably another $9, $10 a share, depending on where it's trading at. Okay, and that's very good return for me. Or Facebook goes down and it goes below 345. I go, oh, I got to buy it. But remember, I got $9 a share, so I'm not really buying it for 345. I'm buying it for 345 minus $9. I'm really buying it for 336. And I said to myself, I got a pretty good deal on this thing. Well, I'm just going to hold this thing. I'm going to wait for it to go up to the $400 price target that I think it's going to go to. Okay, and we'll show you how to understand all of this stuff. This is just simply a matter of understanding how the markets work, understanding how to value a stock. We'll hold the stock if we want. That's one choice we have. Did you know that the other choice we have? We can turn around and agree to sell our Facebook shares for a profit. In this case, we agreed to sell them for $360. Now remember, we only paid $345 and we got paid $9. And now we had to buy the shares. The market went down. We immediately turned around and we said, you know what? We're going to sell our Facebook shares for $360. The market paid us another $11 a share just to agree to sell our Facebook shares for now a $15 profit. So now I've collected $20 in insurance premiums, $9 and $11. And the worst thing that's going to happen to me is I own Facebook stock. That's it. That's the worst that happens to me. You guys tell me, you think that's a good deal? To me, that's a no-brainer. It's a great deal. I'll do that all day, every day. And that is exactly what I do. Now, there's a lot to learn in this process, but think about it. You get paid a lot of money to agree to buy the shares. At the worst case situation, you buy them, and then you can agree to sell them for a profit if you want and get paid again. Remember the worst thing that happens to you, as long as you're not leveraging. You own a stock that you wanted to own anyways. Now it's a matter of understanding what is the value of certain stocks so that you can make rational, informed decisions and that you can make a lot of money doing this. Okay, so now if Facebook goes above, or sorry, in this situation, if Facebook doesn't go to 360, I've agreed to sell my shares for 360. It doesn't go to 360, no big deal. I'll just keep my shares and I keep the $11. And then guess what I'll do next month? I'll agree to sell my shares again for another profit, and I'll get paid another $11 or $12 or $13 or whatever it might be at that time. And you see how I'm collecting this monthly income? And what's the worst that happens to me here? I own Facebook. That's it. That's the worst. To me, that's a great deal, right? And that Facebook does go above 360, no big deal. I sell my shares for 360, but I keep the $9 when I agreed to buy it. I keep the $11, and I keep the $15 that I made from 345 to 360. So in this example, even though Facebook didn't go very far, didn't move up or down a lot, I made a killing because of the use of options. Options allows you to, in my opinion, in this particular way that we use them, lower our risk and enhance our returns. How am I lowering my risk? Well, I'm lowering my risk by agreeing to buy stocks I would be buying anyways, but I'm doing it at a discount. And I'm getting paid a lot of money for it. And how does it allow me to enhance my returns? Well, I'm constantly collecting these insurance premiums, which I'm more than happy to collect. Okay? So what happens if we wind up owning the stock? Like I said, we could just hold it. We could say, you know what, we think it'll be worth a lot more in the future, and let's just hang on to it for a bit. Or we can do what I said is a covered call, where we agree to sell our shares for a profit, and we get paid for that. Okay? So think about this example. I bought Facebook for 345 because I agreed to it. It happened to go down, no big deal. And then I turn around and say, you know what, I'm going to agree to sell my Facebook shares for a profit at 360. I know I only paid 345 for it. I made another 3% there. And then I made also $15 a share just simply because the price went up, if it goes up to 360. So either way, we win, because the worst situation is that we own Facebook. I don't care to own Facebook. I'm fine. I think it'll be worth more in the future. And again, not stock advice. simply my own internal homework and analysis. It's like you telling me, imagine someone paid me a lot of money to agree to buy an apartment building that I thought was way undervalued. If apartment building is way undervalued, you're going to pay me a lot of money to own it, and the worst thing that'll happen to me is I'm going to own that apartment building? Of course I'll do it. Why wouldn't I? But the problem is people understand how the stock market works, so they're not able to make money from it. Those who understand it, like Colin, Gary, they are able to make money from it. The reason we started this company is to give people the knowledge to live the life they want. So you look at this example, I made 2.6% to agree to buy Facebook. I made another 3% to agree to sell Facebook. That's 5.6% in 60 days. That's 39% a year. And I'm not even counting the $15 a share I made. So I hope you guys see how powerful this can be if you understand what you're doing. Okay. Now, this is why the strategies are lucrative. Made 2.6%. Okay. I might get a dividend in this situation. I don't. I agreed to sell my shares for a profit. I got paid another $11 a share. That's another 3% return. And if I chose to hold Facebook, I also made $15 a share. You see how much money I made on this trade? And if everything went wrong, like COVID pops out of nowhere, the worst thing that happened to me is I own Facebook. That's it. And I wait for it to rebound because I believe in the company. It's like when you buy an apartment building and all of a sudden recession hits, it goes down by 10%. Are you going to sell that apartment building and freak out? No, because you know its future value. Same thing happens here. The worst case situation for us, as long as we're not leveraging, we own a stock we wanted to own anyways. So if the market does take a nosedive, and by the way, keep in mind that market on average goes up about 11% a year. So the odds of the market going higher are much greater than it going down. Does it dip occasionally? Of course it does. This is why we put ourselves in a worst case situation of owning a stock. That's it. That's the worst that'll happen to us. So think of it as a 4-course meal. We get paid to agree to buy our shares. That's called a naked put. Then sometimes some of our companies like Apple pay us a dividend. We get paid simply to hold the stock. Great. We occasionally or often, we agree to sell our shares for a profit. That's a covered call. In this case, we got $11 a share. And of course, because we're buying high quality companies, long-term, we believe we'll also get a lot of capital appreciation. That's our 4-course meal. Okay. So like I said, the average return on the S&P in the last 50 years has been 10.9% a year. Think of that. That's a fairly decent return, right? That's 50 years of data. And all we do is we agree to buy our high quality companies at a discount. In this situation, I got paid 33.6% yearly. That doesn't even count the $15 a share that the stock went up. And this is a strategy that Berkshire Hathaway uses. That's a company that's owned by Warren Buffett. This is their balance sheet. And if you look at their balance sheet, there's a line item called derivative contract liabilities. That's just a fancy word for options. Now, think about it logically. If Warren Buffett knows he wants to buy something, he likes to buy things real cheap. If he knows he wants to buy something, do you think he's going to wait to buy it? Or do you think he's just going to agree to buy it for the price he wants and get paid a lot of money for it? Well, from this, we can see in 2018, he had $2.45 billion in derivative equity liabilities. Means he got paid a lot of money to agree to buy a bunch of stock. 2019, another $968 million. So my point is, if the greatest investor in the world is doing this, is it something you should look at? So we only have one strategy. Okay, and it's not because we have never traded another strategy or understand other strategies. I can assure you I've done every strategy you can think of. That's what you have to do when you're broke. You have to figure it out. The reason we stick to the strategy, it gives us the most amount of return for the least amount of time spent, the least amount of risk. I'm done my trading in 30 minutes. So if you have a house that you're showing, you have a family life, you have all that stuff. Once I agree to buy my stock, I don't have a whole lot of work to do after that. I only trade 10 to 15 companies, so I know each of them inside and out. And that's it. I spend half an hour doing this a day. And I'm able to generate significant income on my phone from anywhere in the world. Okay? As Warren Buffett said, the more you learn, the more you earn. So what this boils down to is, instead of learning 10,000 different techniques like Bruce Lee said, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. We go over the strategy 10,000 feet deep. so that you know everything about it. Why? Because this one strategy is what changed my life. And if you guys look at our reviews on Google, you'll see that it's changed a lot of other lives. So myself and Matthew, we've been trading for over 45 years. We've taught over 1,400 people. And by the way, we were teaching people how to trade well before we started this company. Well before. Why? Because I would go to these real estate meetings like Rain. I was a member of Rain for a number of years. And the comments I would get from the real estate community is, oh, the stock market sucks. You can't make any money. I'm like, who told you that? Completely false. I go, the difference is you don't know how it works. It's certainly that it doesn't work. It's that you don't understand how it works. So big distinction. And I taught a lot of people in the real estate community. So when we started our company, we had already taught about 50 to 100 people over the years. Why? Because it changed our lives, because we have a passion for it. So when we started our company 2 years ago, we started with that one reason, to get as many people to financial freedom as we possibly can. In the 2 years since we started, we taught 1,400 people so far, and literally it's growing every day, okay? I highly encourage you to take a look at our Google reviews. I think they speak for themselves. We have 153 reviews, and 153 out of 153 are 5-star. And there's a reason for that. It's because when people find out about the strategy and then you understand how to use it, it's literally game changing. And you can read what these people have to say for themselves. And if you're in the real estate community, I guarantee you, you probably know some of the people who have written these reviews, and you can ask them yourselves, okay? So here's our course. If you guys are anyone's interested, we have a course. It's 2 full days. If this is something that interests you, if this is something that you want to learn how to do, to be able to have another income source, and in my opinion, absolutely change your life financially, we do this on a Saturday and a Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5:30. It's a long 2 days. But we teach you everything that we learned over our 23 years of trading. And I can assure you, I've learned a lot. I learned how to get my freedom. I'm going to teach as many people as possible to get their freedom, because I saw the impact it had in my life growing up. And there's no need for this. It's completely solvable, and it should have been solved at the education level at a much younger age, but it hasn't been. So we have these classes every 6 weeks. Here's a live class we did at the University of Toronto. Like I said, we've already taught 1,400 people so far. And now it's done on Zoom, of course, because of obviously obvious circumstances. But after the class is done, we have 6 months of support. So you have a private community where we can discuss our ideas. Many of these people are real estate investors. We discuss all kinds of ideas. We've created an awesome community of 900 people. We just had our Theta event this weekend. We had 200 people out to our event. We have created a community of like-minded people with like-minded goals, people who want to kill it in life, who want to be financially independent and live life the way they want to. That's the community we created. So if you have a question, you ask questions on there. Hey, what do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of that? That is the place to do it. We have coaching calls every Friday. So for the next 6 months, every Friday for an hour to an hour and a half, we're going to walk you through all the issues that you're having, learning how to trade, what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, what to look for, so that over the next while, as long as you put in the effort, there are more than enough resources for you to succeed. But I cannot stress this enough. I cannot put in the effort for you. That is not, one must put in the effort. But I promise you this, if you put in the effort to learn this, it literally has the ability to change your life, okay? You also get our daily newsletter. Every single day you'll get a newsletter, so that you don't have to keep looking at markets. And remember, we want to be done in 30 minutes. That's it. This is not something that I don't want to be doing this for hours and hours a day. There's so many more fun things in life to do. This takes up all the highlights of what is happening around the world in our stocks and the market in general. And as you can see in the middle, recent trades, all of our trades are there. And the purpose of these trades is not to copy them. That is not the purpose. The purpose of these trades is simply to show you, why did these people make this trade? Like you can see this AMD put. I sold to open. I got paid $2.38, and I was sold to open at $1.05. That's the first line. You can see I made about 2.3% in the course of about, this situation was about 2.5 weeks. And the purpose of these trades is not to copy. The purpose of these trades is to show you the thought process. So if we get hit by a bus, you can keep going. Now, the worst situation that happens is we own one of those companies, AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, You can't make enough chips right now for us. Disney, Apple, Palantir is a company you guys probably don't know. Tesla, Apple, Walmart, Airbnb. The worst case situation is we own some of these companies. If all or some, I'm totally cool with that. Why? Because I think they'll all be worth more in the future because we've done our analysis. So you get this every single day for the next 6 months. What I'm saying is the next 6 months after the course, every resource is there for you to succeed, but you must be involved, okay? So the next course is February 19th and 20th. But if you decide to sign up immediately, you can start watching all of the videos immediately, which means you can start the last class that we did in August. In November. You can simply just start watching it. It's the exact same class we're going to do live, identical. One is live, the other one was just a recorded version of it that we did last month. Same thing. And then as soon as you start getting involved, reading, understanding, you start joining us for our Friday coaching calls, and you get yourself involved in this. And you learn how to do this. Put in a solid effort. If you put in a solid effort, you have this skill for the rest of your life, and nobody in this world can take away what is in your mind. As long as you have an internet connection and some knowledge and some money, you'll be able to generate income. So here's the deal, $22.49. We have 10% off for you guys. And then normally, actually, we rarely do, like, I think the most we had is a $200 discount. So this is actually the biggest discount we've done in quite some time. I just want to give you guys a heads up. The discounted code doesn't apply to the $785 3-payment option. If you do the 3-payment option, we will manually reverse you 10%, okay? We'll manually refund that to you if you decide to go that option, because it hasn't been set up on our IT and T team yet. So that's the offering. We're not high pressure salespeople. You want to take the course, great. You don't, that's your choice. And secondly, another thing that will never happen, you're not going to go to this course only to be pitched a much more expensive course. I despise that. We as a company believe in high quality, affordable education for the masses to be able to turn their life into the life they want. That is a core mission of ours because of what impact it had on our lives personally. And we're creating this awesome community, and this community will only grow and grow and grow over the years. And you can see we already have members of this community as well. And also, there's a 100% money back guarantee. Why? Because we are very confident in what we do. So you literally have nothing to lose and everything to gain. It says here you have to show us 2 trades in the first 30 days, but you know, that's not very difficult. Just you have to open up a paper trading account and just show that you put in an effort. You want your money back, we'll give you 100% of your money back. Basically, what we're saying is we don't want you to have any reservation. We want you to look at doing this so that it can change your life, okay? If you want to follow us, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, I've created a lot of videos on the different subjects that, you know, that when it regards to trading. And if you have any questions, just email support@thetatradingco.com. Our website is thetatradingco.com. So all I can say is, guys, I am excited. I hope some of you guys join us. It changed my life. I wish I had just known this 20 years earlier, instead of having to learn it on my own. I wish I could go back in time, but unfortunately that time machine doesn't exist. And the next best time is today. So thank you guys so much for your time. I hope you guys learned a lot, and I'll be more than happy to answer questions now.
Omar, I love it, my friend. And there are some questions coming in because people keep texting me the questions. I'm like, no, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Yeah.
And
well, let me ask people, first of all, did you guys even know that you can make a lot of money just to agree to buy stocks? Can you imagine this? Can you imagine how much money you can get paid just to agree to buy things that you'd be buying anyways? So for example, right now, if I agree to buy 100 shares of Tesla, I get paid $8,000 for a month, US. And I think Tesla will be worth way more in the future. So I can care less if I have to buy the shares or not. So I just want to know how many people even knew that you could do this and does this. I hope this is exciting, you guys. Sorry, guys. I stole your thunder there. I apologize a bit.
It's all good. I just wish you were passionate about this, Omar.
I know, right? I gotta bring the energy.
Yeah. There are a couple of questions, and the first question here, Omar, and we'll keep it at a very high level because we can get deep pretty quick on this. But let's keep it at a very high level. Can you trade options within a TFSA account?
You can trade options in a TFSA account, but you can only do the one half that we talked about, which is the covered calls. You cannot do naked puts, which means you can't agree to buy shares for a discount and get paid, but you can agree to sell your shares for profit and get paid. Yeah. So this has to be an open account, an open margin account.
Yeah. And then when, and during the course, I know when we did it, you actually recommended a specific brokerage and their app, and you continue to do that, and do you continue to train people how to use that app during the course?
Yeah, we have no affiliation with them. We use this app because it's the cheapest, most effective way for us to trade. We have no affiliation, but obviously for training purposes, we all use the same brokerage. So yeah, it becomes a lot easier when everybody's trading in the same brokerage, because it takes a bit of time to get used to how to trade. You know how it is. You've been trading for a while now. It takes a while to get used to the app, right?
Yeah, how to look at it, how to read it, and everything.
Yeah, exactly. How to look at it. Let me ask you a question, Gary. How has this changed your life? Like you said, tell me.
Well, yeah, as I've been saying off the top, I educated myself because many of my peers were doing this. And then I looked at it, I did the course, loved it, started talking to my wife, Michelle, about it. And of course, this was at the very early stages of COVID. And she thought to herself, well, maybe I want to educate myself on it. She did it. And it made sense for her to dive into the deep end to start trading, because she had given up her full-time position. And now this has provided us an opportunity where she doesn't have to go back to work.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
And you're right. The 30 minutes a day, that's a long day. That's a long day for her.
Yeah. It's what I'm saying. It's amazing. I don't know, people don't get this. I'm like, people sometimes think it's too good to be true. How come I didn't know about it earlier? I'm like, I don't know the answers to these questions. The point is, you can make a lot of money just for agreeing to buy things you'd be buying anyways.
And I think where it resonated with her, Omar, and I'm the opposite. I'm the risk taker. I'm everything else, and she's more the conservative side of our relationship, which is probably what makes it a great relationship. However, when you went through it in the course, you talked about it here briefly. Not that you only track your 10 or 15 stocks, but that's all you need. Right?
That's all I need. I got more than enough diversification, of course. I got in fact, like some stocks I go like heavy on, it's all I need, because I don't have a high degree. You know what else does? I sleep very well at night, right? Like after this call's over, I'm gonna agree to buy a few hundred shares of Tesla. Okay, if I agree to buy 300 shares of Tesla, I'm gonna get paid $24,000 US right now. And what's the worst that's gonna happen to me is I'm gonna own 300 more shares of Tesla. I can care less, because I think it'll be worth way more in the future. I own a Tesla. My wife owns a Tesla. I understand this company exceptionally well. So if I have to own the Tesla shares, I can care less. I'll sleep like a baby. I don't care. Yeah. This is the beautiful thing about our investing strategy.
Yeah, it's great. And a couple other questions. And I know when I was first looking into this, I'm like, okay, well, what financial resources do I have? What's available? And I know you get this question a lot. Is there a minimum barrier that you suggest, or is it, put in what you feel comfortable with? How do you want to answer that?
I would say, obviously, you probably have to start off with a good $5,000-$10,000 to make it, but I wouldn't say focus on that. Focus on the knowledge, right? Like when I started, I had OSAP debt. That's all I had. OSAP debt and no hope. And I slowly built it. It's because of knowledge I got myself out of that position. You don't get rich because of money. You get rich because of knowledge. That's the bottom line. There's a reason lottery winners go broke. It's not because of some other reason. It's because they don't know what they're doing. There's a reason a guy like Allen Iverson, for any of you sports fans out there, make $300 million in your career as a professional athlete and wind up going broke. It boggles the mind how this can even happen. It's not the money, it's the knowledge. And you can take somebody else with the knowledge, strip away all the money, and they'll do it all over again. It's because they understand how money works. That is the difference. So I would say you need a few $1,000s to start off with, but that is not the point. Focus on the knowledge. You can always increase your money as your experience and your confidence grows. There's
Yeah.
no hurry for this. You have the rest of your life to learn how to do this.
Yeah, you
So
nailed
take
it.
your time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I know after we educated ourselves, what we thought we were going to put in, I can tell you it changed dramatically after we
Yeah, I know.
more
Yeah, I know.
confident with the knowledge that we had. So,
Yeah.
and
They're like, oh, I'll start off with this amount, and they're like, oh, wait a second, it's going so well. What if I just put in some more, right? And just keep going from there. Yeah, I know how it is.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just like everything. You not that you make mistakes, but you make trades and you make decisions that perhaps didn't go the way that you initially wanted them to do. Just like with everything else, but you stay on track. You keep doing it, and
like you said, it's a very forgiving strategy, because even if that happens, the worst thing that happens is you wind up owning the shares. That's it.
Yeah,
it's not that terrifying if you have some good shares. Like if I wound up owning Apple, I'm not going to freak out. It's just Apple. I think it'll be worth more in the future. It's not the end of the world for me. So yeah, that's the good part too, right? Like another really good part is that is a great situation to be in.
Yeah. And I know you touched on it very briefly. And one of the other things that I love with it too, is you're looking at that companies or stocks that pay you out in dividends as well. So that the dividend part is like the cash flow, is like the monthly rent payment from our properties. So that is also another way to kind of mitigate any risk or create more opportunity for you guys. It's a really, as I said, a conservative way to look at it. And I don't know any other company, and there might be some YouTube channels out there, I'm not even sure, teaching this strategy. And I got to tell you, it's a strategy that once you get your head wrapped around it,
it's like trying to drive a car on YouTube. It's like someone get in the car and say, hey, here's the brake pedal, here's the gas, good luck with everything. Yeah, it's only a matter of time before you crash.
Yeah,
right? You have to learn how to do this the right way.
Exactly. You know, we always talk about building our real estate business from the foundation up, and it's just the same as this. Just attack this the exact same way. Christian's asking here, what is that app, that trading app that we use, Omar?
It's not a trading app. It's a brokerage called Interactive Brokers. They all have apps. Like if you're trading with TD will have an app. We just use a company called Interactive Brokers. They're a pretty big company. They're global. The difference is, instead of having about $10 a trade, let's say, it's about $1 a trade. I make, dozens of trades a week times multiple contracts. Just the commissions alone saves me thousands of dollars a month. So that's the app that we use. But again, you're free to use any app. You want to use TD, use TD. We use this company. We have no affiliation with them. Okay.
Yeah, it's a great app.
It's a great app.
Great brokerage. Yeah.
It's a great brokerage. Yeah, the fees are awesome. The transparency, the reporting, the tax, it's great. So.
Yeah, fantastic. Very good, my friend. So if there's any other questions, quickly put them in here. We'll kind of wrap this up in the next minute or so.
Wow, I thought we get way more questions. Did everyone understand the concept? I can't believe this is not more exciting. Like, think of that. You get paid a lot of money to agree to buy shares in companies that you'd be buying anyways.
And one of the strategies that and not to take this or not to dig deep on this, but if there's money on the table too, as the contract's coming to expire, I believe you were teaching this at one of the courses, you go sell that. So you guarantee that return, right? And you can now put that money back into the system in a sense where it can earn even more money in a sense, right? Like,
I'm not sure what you're talking about. What was that?
Sorry, let me rephrase that. If I've got an option on what am I trying to say? Now you got me all confused.
It's a simple concept. Like, we get paid a lot of money to agree to buy shares in companies that we would be buying anyways. As a worst case scenario, we have to buy those shares. Great. But we've done our homework. We think those companies will be worth more in the future. And we can also agree to sell our shares for profit on a continual basis to continue to generate monthly income. That's pretty much it. But within that, there is so much to learn, right? Literally what I've done right now is saying, here, guys, here's a car, here's the gas pedal, here's the brake. Good luck, go on the highway. It's only a matter of time before you're going to get, obviously, into a massive accident. You must learn to do this the right way. And that is through knowledge. So I got a question here from Stephanie. How much money does it take to start? I think we answered that question. And what happens after the 6 months of membership and support? Is there another level after that? No, you can just continue on with the support. We have a subscription program after that, because obviously the daily newsletter costs us a lot of money to produce. We have 2 people working on this full time. And obviously the coaching calls you can keep attending. So there is a cost after the 6 months. It's about anywhere from $40 a month to $150, depending on which package you pick. But it's not an obligation. You don't have to if you don't want to. We'll give you everything you need in the next 6 months to succeed. If you decide to stay on, great. If not, your choice.
Very good. Very good. Contact information or everything that they need is on screen. There you're flipping back.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about my apologies. Let me just go back here.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
And I'll just type in my email address here.
Fantastic.
Maybe Colin could talk about it. What is it meant to you, Colin?
He might have stepped out for a moment.
Okay.
And here's the thing is we can use this knowledge to do many, many amazing things with it. And imagine, we're learning from Omar, and we're learning, how this is going to affect us and our families. Just think what this could mean to your clients if you introduce your clients to this. And it's all about, generating wealth, not only for ourselves, but passing on this great information to our clients.
You introduce your clients, you're going to have a lot of happy clients. I'll tell you that for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You show your clients how to make a whole new income source. Of course they're going to love you. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, my friends. So there's Omar's contact info. Do seriously consider taking this course. As I said, both Michelle and I have taken it. Colin's taken it, many others. And I'm here to tell you that this changed our lives, as I said before. And now as Omar said, you can do this anywhere in the world. So if you want to take a 6-month vacation while still doing this, you can. You're not tied to a desk. You're not tied to anything. You can do this. Colin, any parting?
I'll give you an example. I'm going to go for 11 days to Costa Rica. I'm going to spend time in the rainforest on the weekends. I'm going to have a great time there. And guess what I'll be doing on the beach? I will be trading. I will be making a crap load of money from the beach, enjoying the breeze. And I can do that for the rest of my life if I choose to today. That is a damn good spot to be in.
And that's something powerful to say there, Omar, because I remember, I think it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago when I was in Greece.
Sure.
I remember trading and sending you guys a photo of me in Greece saying, hey, I'm making money in Greece.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So this trade, you can do it anywhere, whether you're on the couch or on a beach somewhere. That's the power of it.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, maybe if you have got some time, but just Colin, what has this meant to your life in terms of? I know you were like, I taught you, a long time ago, and you took our beta course over 2 years ago. What has it meant to your life? Tell me.
Yeah. For me, this has been life changing, and not just for me personally and the people in my circle, because obviously, like Gary mentioned before, he's been seeing me doing this, and now just through proximity, Gary has now changed his life. But I think what is most important and most impactful is my kids now understand trading.
Yeah, imagine we knew this at their age.
When they're telling friends of how they're making money in it, it's a totally different conversation.
Yeah, it's as I feel. If I imagine we knew this 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Oh my God. But hey, I'm glad the kids do. So anyways, thank you guys so much for having me on. I really appreciate it to be able to share the message. And I hope a lot of people are excited about it.
Omar, I thank you and looking forward to building and growing with you, man. You've been
no problem
to us.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Okay. Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.